Welcome back everyone to Let's Play Arms Trade Tycoon Tanks, episode number 7. I haven't played this in quite a few days actually, since episode 6 was recorded, so I've actually processed most of the information from the comment section. Let's see, probably I'll forget it anyway, but I think there's a little bit of designing we might want to do, considering we're getting closer to the point where we could actually... Now, I don't have any engineers to do this yet, but at least design-wise, maybe we'll go over to the design. We're getting closer to the place where, I mean, this won't make a whole lot of sense. We can't actually do the design that I want to do. Can't even get to it because we don't have it researched yet. That's right. But I want to start thinking about the design we want to do. Right. Actually, we want to get the wheels. We can get the treads for the next one. So yes, we're going to go over to the administration. We're going to hire some extra engineers. Money, not really a concern. We're doing very well. I mean, could have been much more efficient. This was like a very inefficient, maybe even my most, it's crazy to think, but probably my most inefficient playthrough of Arms Trade Tycoon Tanks I've ever done. And yet still, here we are at 5.75 million. So hire some extra engineers. Don't worry too much about, you know, all the things that I've been worried about. We didn't even take a loan out. Oh, great. Look at this. They have heard my cry. Oh, that is so much better than clicking over and over again. Thank you. See, those devs are... Look at that. You know, just something small like this where you see it, and you notice the devs are, I don't know, they're cognizant of some of the things that might make the game better. That's very appreciated. Anyway, did I actually hire them? I hope I did. Yes. Because I think 10 will be enough. We can hire 20 if we want to work on this project. But yeah, okay, so... people have been mentioning to me that this is actually a pretty good design. You can see that the attribute sum for it is only 354, which is worse than the Hornet. And, okay, it's better than the Mark 1, but I think significantly worse than the Mark 5, which is going to be coming out. I just don't know. And here's another weird thing that I heard is, since the kinetic and resistance and shock resistance don't ever play into a contract, it's always better to get iron. Now, I may not do that just because, in theory, these are supposed to be beneficial, and it might be patched in to be that way later, or even while we're still in the middle of the series. So it won't save that component. But anyway, so I just have a hard time not picking the things which I feel like are better. Here's another example. We can get the combo sponson going. I mean, perfect example as well, because we'll put RH steel in it, even though supposedly that may not be the best. We do have this new bolted assembly, which is better. It is nice. So it gives us 1 volume limit, slightly lower crew safety, but 5 reliability and 12 repairability. And repairability, I think, can make a difference. Crew safety is down a bit. I guess you might... I mean, okay, it probably still is a toss-up which one of these is actually better. I don't know. Because the crew safety is pretty important, but you know what, I'm going to go with this one. We'll go with the best turret door we can, which it looks like is the turret door Mark III. And that is the case. Turret hatch, I think hatch Mark II is the best one. We can verify that, 343. Yeah, by far, best one. And we don't have any internal crew communication components to put on. So yeah, again, I'm going to be taking a bit of a hit because I'm doing the RHA steel instead of the wrought iron. But just to me, I mean, it's a heavy contribution too. You would expect that this 500 to 750 would scale with the part, but no, it's 250 kilograms even if you put it on the body of the tank or just a turret. Might be something they want to look at tweaking a little bit in the future. Alright, we do have 2 turrets as well. The Krupp turret and the central cab one. I think this one actually does fit. I don't know, but it might fit on our Mark V. But we'll eventually get something else that fits on the Mark V anyway. Okay, so mission accomplished. Did my Q hotkey stop working? Let me just try one thing. Let me go to research. Now Q used to work. Oh god. Oh no. Why doesn't Q work? Oh no. I used to be able to hit Q to go back to the main screen. Maybe it's a hotkey which has changed and I can go back and fix it, but I didn't test that before, so let's try to really blow through this. A lot of time is going to be spent doing the projects, actually. So we'll just try to jump into these as quickly as possible. Now we got the combo sponson. The treads is what I was talking about. We have this tadpole one. This is the preferred one. Centipede is 100. This is 150. We have already done the better light tank one with the Hornet. And the Warhorse is, I guess, the upgrade to the Centipede. 159. So wait a second. This one's only 159. Is the tadpole really better? Well, it has higher weight requirements, right? Crew requirement is 6. This is 5. Okay, yeah, that's it. It is a mass limit of 39,000. I may not need this one. We may even want to do... what does the Mark II have on it? It has Idler Mark III, 322 at 32. So that is the best one. It has these, which are the best. Sprocket Mark III, 553 at 64. I think this one's better. Sprocket OSF 1. Okay. Cooling vanes it has, track inserts. Ooh, we can get worse. Better? I don't know. This is a toss-up in my opinion. Probably track 1 are just fine. So the only improvement it looks like is the OS Sprocket. And everything else looks like it would remain the same. That's not a big improvement. Probably we can say that, okay, it's not something critical for us to do. I still want to have a tadpole series ready to go. Just in case. 5. So this is 15, and this is 15 as well. So yeah, there's no... This takes up more volume as well. You know, I think I got to go with the track Mark 1 inserts. All right, Modeler Mod 5. I don't think this is the best one. We'll go back to the Mark 3. This is 76, 124, 322. That's repairability for that. But 3 agility and 2 operational range, yeah, and it's lighter. Let's go with it. Yep. Okay, road wheels. Again, this is just lighter and better. No reason not to choose it that I can see. 474, and it only costs, well, only weighs 28 kilograms. It's pretty good. 474 or 474. So it's identical to the Sprocket Mark III in terms of attribute, but a lot lighter. So we'll go with this. And yeah, we'll probably take the cooling vanes. We have the weight to basically do whatever we want. This is probably going to translate to lower defects, I think. Maybe. Anyway, this is going to take 24 days. That's perfectly fine. We got... there's no queue. We got nothing else to do while we're waiting to do, several other things of research. So let's get that under the way. And this is building some amount of tanks. Okay, we reverse engineered something. That's good. I should probably even take down the reverse engineering to 15 just to give more people... Nah, let's just get all the way through this. So the engine makes sense. Running gear makes sense. These all make sense. Let's just do this one. We kind of already missed the boat. Let's do the engine just in case we have... In 18 days, is that going to be enough time for us to finish the other one? No. So we're going to finish the other project first. Let's try not to do an engine next. About to finish this as well. All right, let's see if there's anything interesting going on, by the way, with Britain. And people mentioned that one of the things I clicked away from, it's like, yeah, just want to make some progress, get some days done. The reason why this has 4 is because it did gain some tank fame for winning a battle. It was right as the war ended with... who was it against? It was the one against Belgium, I would imagine. Okay, anyway, so this is 2 days away from happening. Let's do that. So we finished 30 more Mark IIs, which means we have... Right. We pretty much just want to pump this up to maximum, though. I think I'll get 4 more. It's tough. We basically have those medium Hornets. If we get a contract with that, there's no way we have enough space to do both. But the Mark II, I think we're just going to have to commit to a Mark II contract next. So right now we have space for 14 more tanks, which means we could get 24. I mean, the question is, can you just ride the line? And by that I mean, can you not build those tanks and then just produce them as they're needed? That doesn't seem like a real possibility to me. No, we're going to go ahead and produce one more contract worth of the Mark I, Mark IIs. So I think we can get 30 of them no matter what. We should have 30. And we can let them stay at 30, but we may need up to 40 or so. But if that's the case, we can still ship the first 30 and then ship the rest as they're, or when they're completed. Okay, that's the plan. Tadmor Mark I is done. Let's go ahead and not engine. Let's wait for the engine stuff. You know, and we could probably start doing these designs. If we want a super light tank, we could build like a super like not high performing one. Just let it be super cheap. 417, 255. Huh? 255. Maybe we do this. It's kind of, well, that's a lot of crew safety to leave on the table. I don't think I can justify it. Yeah, the volume limit is also really good. So let's just do this one. It's pretty good. Vision port, again, try to consider economy when we make this decision. 334, 344, so that one's just, wow, that's really light though. We might need the lighter one. I mean, I don't think that this tank is going to be defined by its crew quality. Crew aiming would be nice to have. And the volume is lower. Tough call. I'm going to leave it where it is. I mean, the tank runs, obviously, with this one, since that's the one it was built with originally. Alright, ventilation. This one is a lot better. Uses the same volume, but it is heavier. I feel like it's too hard to get away from not using that one. It's too much of an improvement. This is a really light door, 6, 7. Ooh, its stats do leave something to be desired, but you know, it's got good armor. Crew safety of 6. It's not bad. 10, 4, so 4 versus 7. So it's got really good armor. And it's reasonably safe. And it doesn't take up that much volume. You know what? I like it. I'm going to leave that one on. 16 days. Go ahead and give me one of those things. I really ought to just hire 10 more engineers. You know, double the time we get these things done. Still waiting though for other stuff. Okay, reverse engineering is now done. Is it completely done? I think it almost is. So we'll probably have to let some more engineers go soon. So basically what's going to happen is we'll transfer the engineers into the other program. 24 more days, get this one done, and I can actually bounce around and see on the world map mode. Are there any other? Not sure why that does that. Trophies. I have bought both of these. Is there a way to know that I bought them? I guess the fact that I can't click on them and buy them again. Okay, fair enough. All right, progress. Let's make forward progress. That's the goal. Okay, we finished that. I mean, we have 30 of them. No contracts, huh? I'm I'm just going to be a little bit bold. I'm going to get maybe 2 more. Really hoping we get a contract. We can always sell them. So it's kind of, you know, build the longer to build one that takes a longer duration to build, and then you can sell it and build the faster one if you need to. That did not take long. Alright, well, by the way, people have been talking to me about how, I mean, everyone's been bamboozled by this message what pops up saying that you have to pay your workers until the end of the month. It's not true. It's not true, and I guess I can show it. So, let's fire them. And I might have to wait a month for this to happen so that I have the capacity to hire and fire. Okay, so let's fire. Okay, there's only 60 to hire now. I knew that this changed. They don't want you to hire and fire as quickly. Let's fire 60. And it says this. But let's see if this has changed now since there's been a patch. Worker costs are 35K. Predicted balance is 5.26. Notice how the predicted balance is now 5.27. The worker costs have gone down from 35K to 29K. You don't pay them until the end of the month. I mean, I guess there's 2 ways of thinking about it. You pay whoever is on your payroll when they at the beginning of the month. I guess that's really the only way to view it. So let's go ahead and, I mean, I'm not sure if they've changed it. Let's just check one other thing, but I won't do it this month. I'll try hiring some new people and then firing them inside the month and see if we have to pay. Oh, right. Well, these will go away. I don't want to do that. We'll wait for the end of the month, as I was saying. So in a new month, when we have 60 people we can hire, we'll hire those 60 people. Yeah, good. Finally, the research is done. This is the key one I was waiting for. All right, so we have this, which I don't think we'll need, but we'll end up having other useful parts. We're not going to do the female Mark II. My goodness, it's just 20,000. It takes so long. Anti-infantry rounds. I mean, I suppose what we'd like to get is the heavy side feed machine gun. That would be great. V-shape engine is going to be very useful. Inline engine might be already good enough. This is 4,000? Yeah, it's quite heavy. Oh, okay. So we have this with a limit of 39,000. It's kind of not... I don't know. So what's the total performance of this one? 13, 111, 18, 17. 13, 111, 18, 17. Yeah, the repairability is worse. So the tadpole's not like objectively better. It probably is if you consider the fact that you get all these parts with it. I'm assuming that some of those are going to really help versus the parts that were made available here. Maybe not though. But this is probably like the king, and it does look that way. Wow, 45,000. It's a land ship. Oh, Tortuga loves a land ship. Has the word ship in it. But let's go back and do the central cab first, just in case we want this one. 80 days, though. Wow, long time. So I also want to verify this 5.27 thing actually happens. Just to verify. Oh, we got that was reverse engineering, or was that engineering? I think that was engineering. Let's try to do something. Oh, now we have the Mark V too. Okay, total stats on this one are 471. It is significantly better. Yeah, all right. Well, this is gonna probably take a while to do, but let's get to it. 225.4, 854, 854. It's the best. Okay, we'll do that one. We'll do this because I'm gonna stick to that. Probably we should do repairability, reliability. I like this. I think that the Crusade, I just feel like this is the better choice. I do. We'll just have to get crew safety in other ways. Ammo storage for secondary weapons, I'm going to leave that off. I think that shell storage, well, stowage, sorry, not storage, stowage. I don't know. Maybe we leave that off too, but I think the one I do want is the fuel stowage. So kind of surprising also that this doesn't make your tank weaker. So we definitely have to wait for things. I don't know what the shells is gonna, if the shells is gonna matter. I don't know if the ammunition is gonna matter. I've never seen those come into play. So, all right, 444 for this one at 26. Does anything come close to that? Not really. This one, I guess, 334. It's the one we just picked up from the LK. Because it's pretty light, but we don't care about weight. We'll go with the heavier one. Hatch Mark 4, also the heaviest. 441. Well, here we can pick up our extra crew safety at, you know, pretty minor cost. Whole Mark 3 is, first of all, it's cheaper. It's smaller. It weighs less. And it gives better crew safety. The loss is only 1 point on top thickness, so I think I do prefer that. And we could even somewhat mitigate that by going with the other one, Whole Hatch Mark 2. I mean, honestly, yeah. It has the same armor capabilities, because top thickness, lose 1, but top ricochet, gain 1. One less crew safety, though. But yeah, I don't think the weight matters. Let's go with this one. We'll take the better crew safety. All right, Roof Mark 2 is already installed. Gives us 7 obstacle trench width. I guess the idea is you take this off and actually put it down. Use it to cross. Otherwise, the other roof is going to give us 14 top ricochet, which is pretty hard to argue with. Obstacle trench width, or, I mean, that's so hard for me to get around that. That is, I don't think the top ricochet is actually going to work that way against shells. Almost anything. Doesn't look like it's going to help, like, at all. But that's not what the game says, so we'll go by the game's logic. Yeah. Alright, tail wheel. We can now do the tail wheel Mark II, which we will. It's just better, and we'll take it. 27 days to design this guy, not too bad. Could have waited probably a little bit of time to put on extra engineers. We'll be letting some of these guys go in only 12 days. Production is sitting idle. I don't like that, but there it is, 32 new tanks. You know, funny that they asked for 32 because I have 32, but how many does that actually mean? Let's go find out. This is a supply one for Vanguard. Thank goodness. So this Medium Hornet doesn't have great success, but you know what? That Mark II, it sure does. It's so good. I love it. I'm glad we made it. 48! Oh no, we're going to end up selling. Well, we might as well sell, because let's do it. We might not end up doing all 48, you know, because how much time is it going to take us? That success score is insane. Oh, look at this. The price we can ask is a lot different. They've made a lot of adjustments. First of all, the starting value is now 27,000 versus something ridiculous. Can we do it? No, it tops us out at 40,500. And what's the competitor offers? Oh, look at this. We can buy insights now. All right, that is good. I'm glad that they did that. But I'm also going to use my big... Let's do it this one time. It costs quite a lot. That's over 100,000. I'm guessing the Hector Mark IV is better. I was going to say... So now I don't need to buy it anymore. I'm just going to use this as my ballpark figure that if we can beat 410, we can use that as a pretty safe guess that we'll be okay. Funny thing is that our success score is actually not 410. Yeah, okay, now we can get it there. Alright, so 409, and we know this is the better one, so we can actually go... We can probably do this. So can we get an extra 18 tanks in... Yeah, we don't need to sell those, we just deliver them right away, of course. Yeah, can we get 18 tanks? Sorry, no, we only need to get 16 tanks. Can we do that in about a month and a half? And I think the answer is absolutely yes. So let's just agree to this contract. But by the way, this is also very good to see that they've changed things up a little bit. This new contract pricing system, it feels a little bit better. But 48, that's quite a number we can deliver. And our Mark II has served us well. It's going to continue to serve us well. All right. So we put in our bid for that contract. We already need a gun for it. So we're not going to be firing anybody here. We'll hire these guys back. So let's look at our money. 5.29. I wish I could see... Can I see more details about my money? I think so. Here. Nope, just 5.29. Dang. I wanted to get into the decimal places even, just to make sure that hiring somebody... I'm pretty sure hiring doesn't cost money. Maybe it does now, though. 5.29, let's hire 60. Yeah, no change. Now, the worker costs have gone up. I'm not going to be able to show that you don't pay them. But okay, you'll just have to take my word for it. It's not a big deal. And it's something that now is not a big deal at all, considering you really can't hire and fire as wildly as you previously could, considering. But previously, the reason why I was doing hiring and firing is because essentially, if you want to, you could hire people on the 1st of the month and fire them on like the 25th, and you'd never pay them. Despite what it says, it's just, it's almost like they did it intentionally. Subterfuge. They deceived you into thinking you couldn't do it because it doesn't make sense that you can. But you could. All right. Okay. Well, we can only get 8, and I'm assuming that this is a resource reason. No, it's a delivery reason. Okay. So let's build 8, and then we'll have to reassign it. So is this the break point, by the way? 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10, 11, 13. So 11 is the break point. Let's do 11. And then after 11 days, I assume we'll have gotten the contract, and we'll be shipping some people, and we'll be able to get more of these. Okay, there's the contract being accepted. We need to deliver... Okay, now it seems like everybody's reporting the same number on the 2nd, which is what I remember seeing. 38 days remaining, so we have plenty of time. I don't think we're going to have any problem fulfilling this contract. Let's get our first shipment going, though. I mean, it's a little bit scary, because when I'm coming to these screens, I'm like, well, what am I going to see? what else has changed? All right, so this one at only 1,000 per unit is going to be fine for us. They can deliver it pretty much as slowly as they want, just as long as they do, in fact, deliver it. Let's get the Mark II. I want to deliver 32? 35. 35 of these. They should be done in 7 days. It doesn't matter if it takes a delay after that. What's the maximum delay? 5 extra days? That's not too bad. 12 days total? Yeah, we can definitely take that. So sign this order. Which is good. We only have to pay 1,000 for the first tanks. We may only have to pay... I mean, now that money is tighter on the contract return, we have to be a little bit more careful about things. So let's try to pay less. Okay. There's the reverse engineering. Just to confirm, I don't think there's any other research we can do on either of these. So we'll go back and yeah, this is the perfect time to show that this 5.26, 4 days away from completion. It says 5.23, but not if we fire 10 engineers. It had no effect. 10 engineers should be 5K? What's the engineer cost? So for 50, it's 10, which means it was only 2K, but that should have been a change in 2. Pretty to balance. Is it working now? I can't I don't know what the engineer costs were before. I'll have to pay more attention to it. Well, you know what? Look, I don't mind. I can hire him. Let's just let's be very careful about this. It's 10K, 5.23. It's 8K and predicted balance is 5.23, which is a rounding amount for 5.23. It could be 5.234, went down to 5.232, unfortunately. So we'll never know. It's the problem. All right, well, there's a lot of engineers we could hire. Let's wait for the next turn to do it, though, the next month. You know, I'm going to want to hire some for the next project anyway, but I think I'll overhire and then fire just to kind of test this theory out. I don't know why I'm so obsessed with it. We don't really need to care this much. All right, how many more are needed? We shipped 35. We need 48. So we need 13 total, which means we need to build 9 more. I think we're not going to have any problems at all achieving this. 15 days. Perfect. We'll have half a month to deliver them. Hopefully I did the math right, but you know, we'll know when we try to deliver them whether it's correct or not. Did they actually get delivered yet? Not yet. Probably should also buy more resources. Oh my goodness, I should buy more resources. I've been really slacking on that front because I guess mostly don't want to have to continually do this, but that's okay. So let's do 8. Max this one out. How are we doing on rubber? Not good. So let's just do our max order of this. We have plenty of room. I mean, we should probably just max everything. Not glass. Glass is the one exception. Yeah, and glass we're probably okay on. We are. Well, more or less. Okay, do that. So that we actually have the ability to build more tanks after this. Okay, we delivered 35 out of 48, so we only need 13. And that is, I think, what I have requisitioned. We have 9. We have 4. Perfect. Good. It's nice to see that it's all coming together. Africa will be delayed. No big deal. All right, we now have a Mark V, Mark I. And people have asked me to rename them something different, so, you know, maybe we'll not name it the Mark V this time. Let's theory craft this thing. I don't know if it's ready to be built yet, but if we wanted to, what would we have? Is the Ricardo the one I want? It is. Well, it could be. We can also just get a better one. And I think the Tadpole, so technically the Warhorse is the second best one I have, and it's almost the best one even. That's 34,000, but let's do this. 39, yeah, it makes it more green. Okay, we'll just go with this, because it is also better stat-wise. Do an armor cover? Oh, the turret, it doesn't... We don't have a turret, I guess. Does this armor cover add to our attributes? Let's look over at protection. 27, oh my god, I don't know if we're going to be able to, but it'd be top, right? Top ricochet 17, top thickness 12. 12, 17, doesn't seem to change anything. So these things are accounted for otherwise, but yeah, we're going to have to go and get that turret built first. So this is just going to be theory crafting, that's all it's going to be. Take the combo turret. We've got to see how we'd be doing if we were to build this thing. I'll definitely get this. And... ooh. Well, 139 is better than 113, so let's go with that. But that's another thing we should now consider is whether or not it's time for us to get a different machine gun. Oh, I did the wrong one. You need to be upgraded to the 14. You need to be upgraded to the 14. There we go. So we're going to have like some kind of insane amount of firepower. Mobility's already starting to get pushed. So thank God we did 39,000. looks like there's really no other choice. You have to do Tadpole or the land ship. Only a few defects so far in mobility, operational range, and road speed. And we can mitigate those later. Selected crew. This is where things are... Oh, this is different. Things are getting to be different. We need another commander. Who else can be a commander? I don't get this. Can somebody be like a driver commander? What does it mean that one commander is not enough to satisfy the role, but nobody else can be a commander? That doesn't make sense. Just... How? What's... Oh, because of the 2 combo sponsons. The Mark V itself is already more than one commander could do. Would another sponson mean I wouldn't need a commander? I don't think that's the case. I hate to check this, but okay, here we go. Okay, there's a female sponson. In theory, that should require 2... Oh, yep, commander did not change. Male sponson did not change. Yeah, it doesn't matter what we do here. Combo sponson is the best one to do, so we'll do it still. Yeah, there's no way around it. The Mark V requires more than one commanders without giving you the option to choose more than one commander. This would probably make sense. I mean, this must make sense in some context. I don't have that context, though, unfortunately. Driver we're going to be set with. Then we can do, looks like, gunner, mechanic combos. Whoops. Gunner points is 75. Crew points. Why won't it let me... There we go. Guess you gotta pick him first. In you go. Alright, mechanic's good. We need one more gunner. But we're gonna need another commander. There's no option for it. This is frustrating. I mean, I guess you're just supposed to be short. Alright, that's too many. Sorry, this guy should have been a gunner mechanic. This guy can be a loader? And then we're done. We don't want to add any more crew because we're already at yellow. We're going to get not too many defects, honestly. Only 5. Only 5 defects. Yeah. All right, we have 3 types of ammunition we can do, so that, that's just all of them. We're going to get quite a lot of range and a lot of shock penetration. No, I guess the most important thing is damage. Damage and range are important. I don't know about the shock penetration and kinetic penetration. I don't know if that's even modeled or if it matters. Tracer and standard again, because I just don't think that the AP stuff matters. And then we'll get the best petrol we can. For paint, let's mix it up for once. Let's give our... I love this camouflage more than anything. And now that I know that you can't make a better tank, like a World War... a mid-war type one, not that there were many of those anyway, but I like this thing a lot. I think it's going to have a great score. Its tail wheel is going to be effective for a long time. Let's give it the kind of camouflage that I think it deserves. We got to give this stuff some good yeah, look at that. That is cool. That is not what I picture a World War I tank. I think this is the World War I picture. Okay, to name this thing, it's going to be... I don't know why it didn't come to me right away. This is going to be the Testudo Mark I. Reminiscent, obviously a play on Tortuga, and Tortuga would be a valid name for a tank, I think. But Testudo is just a comment about the old Roman formation, ancient Roman formation of interlocking shields that's supposed to be impervious to incoming fire. And that's really what a tank is supposed to be. It's supposed to be a modern-day Testudo. So I like it. Let's go with that. 120, what the heck is going on here? That's because we don't have enough people And we also, there was other shortcomings, right? We wanted a better engine. We want a turret. Yeah, okay. So in theory, this is what we're going to do. We will save this design, but we'll come back to it and edit it, I hope. So, engineering people, we need you, and have you been sitting idle? Well, I mean, I had a tank contract to fulfill, so I might have dropped the ball on that. Alright, so we have 3,800 for this. Yeah, and by the way, people pointed out that this is a twin 4-cylinder, and this is a twin 4-cylinder. It's actually, I looked this up because this is for the one for the Whippet. It is actually 2 4-cylinder engines. It's not anything else other than 2 separate engines of 4 cylinders. Okay, so this is 154. That's pretty bad. This is 131. I do not like our engine choices. I mean, I think the most recent one we have is this. Is there anything we can do better than this? Because we just might have to go with it. Yeah, we're already using the 2223, and that's the best. Also, extremely heavy, but that's okay. Presumably using the best radiator. You know, we don't need to use the lighter one in this case, because some of these might give better, well, you have better crew comfort. 2373. Yeah, hard to argue. It doesn't give enough for what it cost you. 2373, and this is 2273. Although, hey, that's 1 point lower in operational range, but it's even lighter. I'm actually fine to take the heavier one that gives the 1 additional operational range. It was a limitation of our tank as it was. Carburetor. So really, I guess the thing we have to do is compare it with the new entries. See if any of those, yeah, like this one, 332, and weighs less. So yeah, there's a redesign we got to do here. I want to see though, it can't be the case that this is 35. What's the heaviest engine we have? Okay, this one, 131 versus one. No, the Ricardo in theory is better. Let's see if that's true though. If we design things, because they're going to be putting in like the OS1 here instead of putting in this. So what happens if we put in the best stuff we can? And stealth is not important to us. Well, I don't know. It actually might help us in some of the battles. 2223, 174. Okay, I still like that better. All right, you're using the 1211. We can use a 2222, which is better and lighter and just in every way better. 231 versus 222 or 332. Well, I think that's the clear winner here. And we already talked about this radiator stuff. 2373 seems just like it's impossible not to do. And I will definitely do it. Transmission. 6584. Heavy as all heck. 6584. So these are identical in terms of total stats. Right? Because this is 2 better, this is 3 better, and then this is, so I should say compared to the Mark III, the OS1 is 1 worse, 3 better, and then 2 worse. So 3 worse and 3 better. But this one weighs less, and I like it the more even distribution. Is there anything else we should consider though that can give us the same kind of points? Let's see, this is 11, 17, 22, 12, and 11 is 23, so it's 1 point better. This one weighs a whole heck of a lot less. But I think we'll take the extra points at this point. Okay, so that's the one we would need to do. Now, is this going to have any better stats? 14, 16, 15, 11, 18, 13, 6. Good luck trying to remember any of this. What's the total on this part now? 142 versus 155. It's just very clearly better. We'll save that one for now. But yeah, it looks like the Ricardo is the best we're going to be able to do. Fair enough. And I actually like the idea of just building this sooner. So let's get... Well, I think we're done. We're ready to design it. Go back, edit the existing one, and just say, hey, you know what? It actually is what we're going with. Okay, so just double checking everything. We do have the best engine we can. We have a good enough tadpole thing. Oh, the turret. That's right. We're waiting on the turret anyway. Which means we have a whole bunch of people who are going to sit idle unless we give them something to do. Turret is 50 days off. Oh my goodness. Well, that certainly is a lot. Only have 10 people idle. Well, we can get this light tank going, kind of. That'd be fun to have the ability to do it at least. 312. 312. I think that this is better. 66. This is a lot heavier. Operational range is better. Agility is better on this one. So is running gear is the same. Let's go with this one then. It's 321 or 322. Wait a second. I think I've corrected myself. This is Idler Mark III is just better. It's heavier, but it's otherwise stat-wise, it's equivalent or better in each individual category. Yeah, okay, let's go with that then. Mud chutes. Cool. 545, 646. Well, these are just the best. And they're the heaviest. But they're the best. Okay, 41 for this. 572. 572. This one's better. Yeah, this one's better. 572. Technically, this one's even, but it weighs a lot more. And that's worse. 572, 579. We got to probably start deleting some of these designs or asking to hide them. All right, 973 is very light for a roller. 955 versus 1233. 18 versus 19. This is heavier to get the extra points, but it is more well balanced. I'm going to go with the lighter one because this is a concern for this particular tank. So the extra point just isn't worth it. Probably the same thing with the track insert. Like 28 pounds versus something other. 80 pounds, not that big of a deal. 150 pounds here. Maybe I do need to rethink this. It's 2 points of loss, though, to do that. I don't like that, though. And you are almost the lightest, so you're worth getting. Okay, I think I'm going to do it exactly like this. We're not going to take the track inserts despite how much they help, because they're too heavy. That's only going to take 11 days. Now, I see that we're way over on time, but let's just try to push through and get the next contract completed, which I guess should be pretty quickly. 3 days. Okay, we have 13. It's the middle of the month. We should complete this no problem. In fact, we can even choose this option. Do 13. 12 days they'll get there in, which is more than enough time. So we don't have to choose the more expensive option for delivery, even if they get delayed. So we'll push on. Engineering complete with that. Just going to move on until this is done. And it is done. Alright, well that's going to conclude this episode. Now we're up to 6.86. Hooray! I still want to get this Mark V out the door. Take it for a test drive because you've all told me how much you love that. That's a joke. I'll at least include a chapter if I don't edit it out directly. But I do personally want to see how the Mark V handles myself. I will do that. Anyways, until the next one, thanks for watching and take care.